Be hanging in there. Yeah. Now for something completely different. It wasn't dead, it just couldn't sleep. The night air, bottle green and haunted, and you slept. A vice pall, a presence in your room with you, you felt as you slept. Weight at the back of your heavy head, in the middle of great fear. Would you go to the lake? Would it be calming? Would you go to the forest? Dig a pit to fill and undo itself when it rains. Once upon a time, winter came. No, once upon a time, a woman rose out of the ocean. No, wait. Once when I was little, I screamed as my father massaged the pain of my legs. No. A tarp covering an opened home, back leaking into the cold. Here's a mother, not my own, who loves her child but never sees a man in his eyes. Here's a child who sees a someone in his own but can't say who. Terror in a house too small for fear, when your mind has the world to wield to toy with you. Knocking that stops, knocking that persists. It's not so different from the thin bed and the closed door, the only barrier a blanket. And if you curl so small, the man on top of you, breathing, he might go away, but to where? I'm working on a long poem about the shooting in Orlando, and parties, and Mrs. Dalloway, and grief, and whiteness. So I'm going to read just the first couple of sections from that. And it's called, One Must Say Simply What One Feels, or Mrs. Dalloway at the White Party. Mrs. Dalloway said she would get the champagne herself, and the dark beer for the morning drink, and did wander the streets as if her safety had been threatened, which, of course, it hadn't, only a space she hadn't known she loved. She dressed in white on a whim, and when she felt a pulse in the lily's stem accidentally at the florist, she saw the pulse in turn in the face of the old friend she invited to her party as he passed her, running, as if from some event, and later she would dress again in white to fit the theme. Earlier, solemn, feeling as she did, standing there at the open window, silence over the phone, the pulse of tear ducts, and she closed the window. Within her silence was a silent question, and on the other side of the line it went unheard. A white buzz in the ears of the mind. A confusion like grief, she wonders. Pointed, dart-like, definite, when called upon to keep running. Mrs. Dalloway thinks of herself as some effort, such that she often forgets her sense of her own experience as she watches the clerk ring her up. She wonders impulsively, should she also get flowers? She keeps misremembering how many times she has cried. 2, perhaps, recently, and a nagging possible 3rd, and perhaps she has forgotten. Thank you.